a pendant, and it's supposed to connect you to a caller. And that caller is supposed to be able to help you get emergency assistance. And here's the thing about Life Alert. It says that it saves about one life every 11 minutes. And if you begin to do the math, that's 130 lives a day. If you begin to do the math from there, that's 47,450 lives per year.
Come on now.
So I want to tell you that a lot of us in our life have fallen.
Yes, Lord.
And at times we haven't been able to get up. But I tell you that I got a life alert on today also.
Come on now.
That life alert is called Jesus.
Yes. All right.
And anytime that I fall, I'm able to get up.
Able to get up.
As long as I press the button, as long as I go down on my knees.
That's right. Come on.
And I have a little talk, it gives me a direct line to Him. Call 911 anytime. It may be convenient, inconvenient for everybody else, but He's always on time. So you might have fallen on today. Feel like you can't get up, but I'm telling you, with Jesus, He saved many lives. His line is never busy. That's what the song tells me. His line is never busy. He never got a call that He could not answer. He never got a call that He couldn't handle. See, they saved a lot of lives, but Jesus has been in saving business for over 2,000 years. So you calling on today. But in order to get assistance, just call them up. And just tell them what you want. We see a man here on today by the name of David. Tell you this first point that there's good in you. If you believe in David on today, it says that here in 1 Samuel, here in 1 Samuel 16, it says that Saul has fallen out of favor with God. He told Samuel to go and to anoint a new king of Israel. Somehow he ends up here at Jesse's house. Jesse has paraded all his boys in front of Saul, in front of Samuel. And so God has told Samuel, He said, look, do not look at the outer appearance, because I have not chosen him. He said, for man looks at the outer appearance, but God looks at the heart. I want to tell you that no matter what your current situation is, no matter what you've been, no matter what you've done, there's some good on the inside of you. I don't care if you're a drunk. I don't care if you've been a dope dealer. I don't care if you've been on drugs. I don't care if you've prostituted yourself. I don't care what you've done. In your current condition, God can still use you, because your condition is not your conclusion. There's some good on the inside of you. Can I preach in here on today? See, God has used some imperfect people throughout the Bible. If He can use Rahab, a prostitute, if He can tell Hosea to marry a prostitute so he can prove a lesson, if He can use some tax collectors and some curses and some murders, the one who called himself the chief among sinners, I know that He can use you on today. There's got to be some good on the inside of you. When society has cast you out and told you that you were nothing, when society has told you that God cannot use you, God is saying, oh, today, just press your lifeline. Press your life alert on today, and I can use you on today. So he goes down to Jesse's house. He said, do you have another son? Jesse said, yeah, I got one. His name is David. He's out tending to the sheep. I want to tell you that David on today, he was a man after God's own heart. One who loved God, one who praised God. He loved to worship. He was a musician on today. They say he killed lions and tigers. He killed bears. He killed giants, player.
Yes, he is.
I want to tell you that he loved the Lord.
Yes, he did.
And so God told him, he said, look, he said that David was good looking. He was red in complexion. He said that he was bright eyed. He was very young at that time. But God said, anoint him because this is the one I've chosen to be king.
Yeah.
Watch this, but I want to tell you that on today there's 3 types of men. There's natural men, carnal men, and spiritual men.
All right.
We begin to find a David who's king now over Israel.
Mm-hmm.
David has slayed Goliath, and he's killed giants and led Israel in war. He's become a warrior on today. He's ran from Saul and been spared because the Lord had called him to be king, so he wouldn't allow for Saul to harm him. He found favor with Jonathan, Saul's son, and now here he is, and 20 years later, he's king. And now David is in his 60s, and we find him here.
Come on, David.
Said that he's here at home where he should have been at war. Sometimes you'll find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. I want to tell you that as a Christian, that does not mean that you're not going to be tempted.
That's right.
But that's when you can expect for the devil to get on your trail.
That's right. Exactly.
He don't care about you as long as you're carnal, as long as you are in the natural state. He does not care about you. He does not care because he already has you.
Yeah, all right.
But when you become born again, filled with the Holy Ghost, that's when the devil will get on your trail.
Yes.
So at the unlikeliest of time, that's when the devil will begin to tempt you.
Lord. Yes.
So we find David here. Said that David here it is in the springtime. Say he sent Joab and his other servant to fight against the Ammonites, and they won and they got Rabbah, and now he's here in Jerusalem. It said then one evening, it said David walked out onto his rooftop. Say he woke up from a nap, and he said he walked out, and he saw this woman from his roof. She was bathing here, and she said he was very, very beautiful to him. I want to tell you that the devil knows all of our weaknesses. He may not tempt you with a woman. He may not tempt you with a man, but he do know what your weakness is. Some people would do anything for money. Some people would do anything, God, for to be upheld. Some people would do anything to have a little bit of pride. He knows what your weakness is. And don't you know that the devil will try you on today?
Yes, he will.
This message here is not to make you feel well, but it's going to step on some toes on today. But he's telling us on today that we all have been tempted in our life.
That's right. Amen.
But we see David here. He gets carried away in his flesh. So he sees him and he sees her, and then he begins to inquire about her. Say, who is this woman here? And somebody say, they try to warn David, say, is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite. See, there's something in that because being a Hittite, that means that Uriah was not from the land, but it means that he had converted over to serving God. Okay. There's more honor in Uriah than there is in David, a man after God's own heart. Oh, isn't that something on today? See, the people who you look down on, the people who you say are no good, the people who you counted out will be the people who honor God more than you do. See, the Bible tells me in Romans 7:18 says, "For I know that in me, that is my flesh, that dwelleth no good thing. That's right. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not." And so here it is, David had everything at his feet. He had everything in his hand as king. He had a wife. He had as many concubines as he wanted, but he took Uriah's wife as she was his own. A lot of us have anything that we want with the Lord. The Lord said, "I can give you exceedingly abundantly more than what you can ever ask or think." But for some reason, because in our corner mind, we want more on today. Some people are falling because they're trying to obtain more. But here it is that if you begin to dwell some more, go back to Romans 7:21, begins to tell and said, "I find then a law that when I would to do good, evil is always present." Or when I desire to do good, evil is always present. I don't care in your life how many times you want to do good. Evil is always going to be there. The devil is always going to try to tempt you. The devil is always going to try to test you, but it's up to you. The Lord cannot take the test for you. It's up to you to stand. It's up to you to take the test. So here you see David begins to inquire about Bathsheba, and then he begins to take the bait. So he fails the test on today. So the third point is, you will make mistakes and fall. So here it is. The mistake is made not in him inquiring. The mistake is made because he begins to act upon what he thought about. There's been a lot of people who's been carried away by desire. That's right. The Bible tells us when you're carried away by desire, then it says give birth sin, and then sin give birth to death. And so a lot of people have been carried away by their desires, and now you can't find your way back. You've fallen, but you don't know how to get up. Also, a mistake is when you just make a error in judgment, or you do something wrong, and so I'm telling you, somebody has been in desire but has given birth to sin, and now has been carried off into full-blown death. Yes, Lord. But I will tell you on today that's not the conclusion for you, because you can still get up on today. Yes, Lord. Thank you. But David begins to make some more mistakes. Say, he was just thinking about that moment. He was thinking about temporary gratification, temporary satisfaction. He wasn't thinking about the outcome, about the possibilities. See, a lot of us in a moment, we just think about what we can get then, but we don't think about the consequences of our action. That's right. So he begins to think about it, and said that he sent her home, because this would have been after the time of her monthly cycle. So it would have been after this point. So that's what the Bible means by she was cleansed from impurity, because she had to wait 7 days after that in order to engage in anything. So the first person she went with David, and so she sent a message back and say, "Look, I'm with child David." David begins to try to cover up his mistake. David begins to make more mistakes, so he begins to try to cover everything up. The Mark 4:22 tells us, "So for nothing is hidden except to be made manifest, nor is anything secret except to come to light." See, whatever you do, you got to come to the light. Whatever you do, it got to come up. See, you can't hide it forever. So here it is that Bathsheba gets pregnant, and David wasn't thinking about that, but when she got pregnant, he said, "I got to do something on today." So what did he do? He said word for Uriah to come home. Uriah got back and he said, look, go lay with your wife. But Uriah didn't go according to the plan, because Uriah didn't go home. He said, I can't go and eat and drink and lay with my wife when, you know, the men I served with are at war and the ark is here in the tent. So I can't go and do that. So he showed more honor than David. And so sometimes in your life you'll be at a point asking, how did you get there? Somebody is wondering, how did you get to a certain point in your life? How did you get so low in your life? How did you get to a point where you couldn't find yourself? See, there's somebody who's used to being in church all your life. Somebody had been serving God all of your life. And then somehow you end up farther than you meant to, be carried away. And somehow you end up at a point where you're wondering, how did I get here? And then how is it that I can get back?
Yes, Lord.
So I want to tell you that this fourth point, you got to deal with the bad in you. See, just as well as the good in you, there's also some bad in you, because you're flesh, and because you are made up of flesh, there's something warring on the inside of you. See, there's some tugging in your spirit that the devil is always pulling on you, and God is pulling on you. But I'm telling you, you got to deal with the bad in you. See, David had to acknowledge that there was some bad in him, but he had to deal with it also. And so he, in a bad place, he found himself making some mistakes. And so he begins to try to plan, and he begins to try to figure out what it is he needed to do, because he knew he was in trouble because Uriah wouldn't go lay with his wife. So sometimes your mistakes has a way of making you have some sleepless nights. Your mistakes has a way of making you have some depression and some restlessness. They have a way to make you constantly think about some things. See, your mistakes haunt you sometimes, and you got to find a way to deal with it in your life. David finds the worst way possible to deal with his mistake. He said, okay, I figured out what to do. He said, see, I'm going to send word to Job. He said, so I'm going to send this message and tell Job to put him on the front line, put Uriah on the front line. He said, then when you see the enemy come close, he said, withdraw everybody back. He says, and then, you know, that way Uriah would be killed. Said that Job did as he said, because, you know, David being king, they had to honor what he said.
That's right.
Said, so Uriah dies. Said, but after Bathsheba finishes mourning, he said that David takes her to his own house and takes her as his wife. I want to tell you on today that somebody's falling and you seem like you can't get up.
All right.
But telling you that on tonight, he said today that when he tried to cover it up, it just didn't work out right.
That's right.
And so, but this fifth point is that you can get up. See, Psalm 32:1, David figures out something. He said, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, for whose sin is covered. Because I understand this, because I serve God, I can get up anytime I need to. Even though there's a beauty and then there's a beast on the inside of me, because I serve God. Even when I fall down, I can get up on today. So that fifth and final point, you can get up. See, how did David get up on today? God had to send somebody by David's house. Had to send somebody in chapter 12 by the name of Nathan on today. Nathan begins to tell David a story. Begins to tell him about a man who had all of this stuff, but he takes this man who has very little, and David says, surely he must die. And then Nathan began to shake his whole foundation. He said, David, that man is you. He said, you are the man. I want to tell you on today, see, somebody can find themselves in this sermon, because we all have fallen on today. We all have fallen short of the glory of God. But I cannot tell you, you don't have to water in your sin. You don't have to stay in that place that you're in. See, somebody came into the building in a bad place. Somebody came here seeking something for God. But the place you are does not have to be your conclusion. The place you are, you don't have to die there. You don't have to die like that, but you can get up stronger than you were before. So if Nathan begins to tell him, today, he said, David, I want to tell you something, even though you may
chapter 12 and verse 13, he begins to tell David, he said, and David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord has put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die. I want to tell you that you don't have to die in your condition. Are you falling on today? But all you got to do is press your button on today and go down on your knees, and God can see your tears. He heard your prayer on today. You can get up from where you are on today. I'm telling you that as long as you live, there's going to be sin in this world, but you don't have to die in it on today, because I've been made by God, because I've been shaped by the best potter, because I've been put on the wheel. I understand that I'm going to make some mistakes, but when I make some mistakes, he can still mold me, restart over any time he wants to. On today, how did David get up and say that surely enough that his son was sick, and it said he mourned while the son was alive, but it said that the son eventually died. But they said that David did something that was magnificent on today.
Amen.
He begins to have a dialogue with God, and he begins to tell him, he said, create in me a clean heart.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
He said, renew a right spirit within me.
Yes.
There's something that I like in there, because he begins to tell me, Helen, have mercy on me, O God.
Yes.
According to thy tender mercy.
Yes.
He begins to tell me, he said, purge me in your hyssop. He said, wash me.
Yes.
So I might be whiter than snow.
Yes.
I want to tell you on today that there's somebody who's fallen in this building.
Yes, Lord.
There's somebody who feels like you can't get out of your bad place. But can I take direction to Jesus on today? He's been answering prayers for over 2,000 years. When I was a dirty sinner in his sight. It said the Lord loved us so that he commanded his love. That while we were yet sinners, that he died for us. I want to tell you that you've fallen on today. But there's still hope for you on today. He's giving me hope in my sorrow. He's giving me joy for tomorrow. I'm telling you, you're in a bad place in your life. Somebody has fallen into a bout of depression. Somebody has fallen into a pit of confusion. But when you've fallen in your life, God can reach way down just to pick you up on today. I know you've fallen in your life. Somebody said, I've fallen and I can't get up. But can I tell you, just fall down on your knees. Go ahead and press that mercy button on today. And he'll come through right on time. If there's anybody here on today, they know that God can be right on time. I know you tried everything else. Somebody thought that they'll find it in the bottom of a bottle. Somebody thought that they'll find it in the bottom of a pipe. But I want to tell you, when you thought you could find it in a needle, in a pill, but God can fill you on today. He's better than everything. He's better than everything you tried. You tried everything in your life, but try Jesus on today. And he never failed you on today. See, I tried to call my family and friends. I tried to find it in everything else. But then I fell down on my knees. And he heard my armor cry. He's better than my cry on today. He heard my cry on today. See, I tried calling mom and dad, but I couldn't find it there. Somebody tried to call their family and friends, but they couldn't find it there. The song said, I searched all over. I couldn't find nobody. Nobody who was greater than Jesus. I tried everything on today. But when you try Jesus on today, even though you're falling in your life, you can still get up on today. Is there anybody here on today that's tried everything in your life? Somebody say, try Jesus on today. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, oh neighbor, I know there's some bad in you, but you can still get up again. I know there's some bad in you, but you can still rise up again. Everything that was dead in the season, God is renewing you on today. God is restoring you on today. He didn't stop back over 2,000 years ago, but he's still restoring you on today. When you're talking about preacher, well, I know you can pick me up. Somebody say he'll turn me around. He placed my feet on the solid ground. What are you talking about on today? I know you've been messed up in your life. God is still renewing. He's still, if you're a man, faithful on today. He'll hear your cry on today. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor. Oh, neighbor, if you're falling on today, you can still get up again. Somebody say, how do you know you can get up? Well, I tell you that over 2,000 years ago, he went up to a cross called Calvary. He was nailed in his hand. He was nailed in his feet. It said that by his stripes we were healed on today. How do you know you can get up on today? It said that the chastisement of your faith was placed on his shoulder. How do you know you can get up on today? That means that every nail that he took, he was covering you on today. Every stripe that he took, he covered every mark in your life. Every stripe that he took, he covered every flaw. How do you know you can get up on today? Well, they say he hung his head into the locks of his shoulders, and then he died on today. Well, when he died, the blood and water and pierced him in his side. It came screaming down on today. It was covering me on today. When you're talking about David knew on today, that his blood covers everything. His blood covers a multitude of sin. Well, I got security and I got a peace in it also. When he covered it on today, when he took him down to the Bowery Children, when he stayed the first day, and he laid down the second day. I heard somebody say early that Thursday morning, he got up with all power in his head. Is there anybody here that knows that because he rose up with all power, you can still get up on today? I'm glad on today that I made some mistakes. I'm glad on today that I fell down in my life. But when I fell down, I went down on my knees. I didn't stay there, but he picked me up. He picked me up on today. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. Oh, neighbor. You falling, but you can get up. I'm glad I serve a saving God on today. We're still in the blessed business. David had some good things. He was after God's own heart. And God still picked him up. Even when he made a mistake. I want to tell you, nobody's perfect on today. You're going to make some mistakes in your life. But because he rose, he rose so I might live on today. He rose to atone for the mistakes that he knew you were still going to make. I want to tell you, he used tax collectors. He used Paul a murderer. Peter a cursor. Matthew, one who stole from people. Zacchaeus, the one who was high up in a tree that people didn't even like because he was a tax collector, and they used him on today. But because he lives, because he rose, when I fall down in my life, like God told Ananias when he told him to go lay hands on Paul, he said, look, I changed him on today. He said, I understand his name was Saul, but this Saul that you're talking about, his name is Paul, and he's a chosen vessel, one that I'm going to use. See, there's some people who think that God can't use you. But God said, the one who's in the worst condition, I can turn him around today. I'm glad that he allowed people, even ones who was on drugs, they can grace the pulpit. I'm glad that he allowed the one who were drug dealers and gangbangers to come into church. There would be nobody in the building if we were held to the mistakes that we made. But glory be to God that he's still in restoration building. That when you messed up, he can still use those dirty sinners like you and me. So I'm glad on today that when I fell down, he gave me a way to get back up. How do you get back up? See, he said if you confess with your mouth, believe in your heart, you can get back up on today. If you confess, all you got to do is acknowledge that you made a mistake. See, that's the thing about the mistake. If you don't acknowledge it, how can you accept it? But if you acknowledge that you made it, David understood that the sin that he did was against God and neighbor.
That's right.
It wasn't against everybody else. See, everybody else in your business. Once you apologize to them, it's not about them.
That's right.
But you just got to understand that the mistake you made
That's right.
was against God.
Yes.
That's the only person that you need validation from.
Yes.
I don't care what people say you are because of what you used to do.
All right.
I want to tell you, everybody used to do something.
Yeah.
Some people's stuff is just more public than everybody else.
That's right.
But if somebody can be a fly on your wall,
Yes, Lord.
I imagine that they can find something wrong with you.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
But God is in the saving business.
Yes, yes.
And because he's in the saving business,
Yes.
he's still restoring
Yes, he is.
this whole mess on us. This mess called us. He's still restoring on today.
All right.
Even Adam and Eve were sitting in the garden, God still gave him a chance.
Yes, he did. Yes.
When he could have killed him, he still gave him a chance to get it right. See, I'm glad on today that when you're falling, you can still get up.
Amen.
You don't have to be like a commercial. I'm falling, I can't get up, but I got a lifeline on today.
Amen.
They got a lifeline. I got a lifeline.
I got a lifeline.
That's straight to Jesus.
Yeah.
Line is never busy. And he's still answering the same way that he's been answering for over 2,000 years. Does not matter how big the problem is. See, the thing about Life Alert is that it saves you from catastrophic events. When I tell you catastrophic means that it's very bad. That means that's likely going to result in your death.
That's right.
God has been saving us from catastrophic events too. When you should have been dead and gone, he saved you on today. All because you went down on your knees. You pressed the button on today. You tapped into the lifeline. And he's still in the saving business on today. We're standing across the building. It's getting good to me. We're standing across the building.
Yes.
We're standing across the building. Beauty and the Beast. If you ever watched that movie, the thing about Beauty and the Beast is because the beast was cursed to live a life. And he's going to have to live as a beast until he could find the true love. I want to tell you that God is not like that on today.
No, he's not.
You may be cursed.
Thank you.
And you may have to live as a beast throughout your life, but the true love you need to find is in Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
Only thing you need to find is salvation, and you can be the prince.
Amen.
Y'all will get that when you get home. You can be the prince, the princess, the queen, the king, the royal priesthood, the peculiar people that God has called for you to be.
Yes, Lord.
Your condition is not your conclusion on today. Deacons, y'all come on up to the altar. Your condition is not your conclusion on today.
That's right.
God is still restoring on today.